Many of us have at one time or another stared up at the Goodyear Blimp flying overhead, wondering what it would be like to be on board. Well, my dream to fly in this iconic symbol finally became a reality. We arrived at the Blimp base in Carson, California, home of the Spirit of America, one of 4 ships Goodyear operates. The world's largest tire company has been flying blimps since 1925. During World War II, they built a fleet of airships to protect the shipping lanes and the U.S. coastline. Today's blimps are made of 2-ply neoprene polyester fabric. When inflated with helium, this airship is 192 feet in length and 50 feet in width. It stands nearly 60 feet high and weighs about 6 tons. High winds can make it too difficult for the pilot to control. In fact, an airship is much more difficult to maneuver than an airplane or a helicopter. Blimp pilots undergo extensive training, as our pilot, Kristen Davis, explained.
Because there's different air currents that you can't see, obviously, but just all that heat radiating off the ground and all the air currents just swirling around in the air makes it makes it challenging. You go through a lot of training and learning to blimp fly, just landing after landing after landing, dealing for each variable.
As one of the Goodyear flight crew told us, it's better to be on the ground wishing you were in the air than in the air wishing you were on the ground. We started walking towards the landing pad as the ship returned from an earlier flight. The landing is executed with the help of about a dozen crew members on the ground. As the blimp came down, the crew grabbed the mooring lines, then the gondola itself. Kristen then led us to the ship.
It's really important that we stay together.
She explained that an untethered blimp on or near the ground can be dangerous. A sudden wind gust can move the ship, causing injury to bystanders. Getting in or out of a blimp is carefully coordinated by the crew. Once on board, we shot up towards the heavens. The ship steered south towards the coast at 29 knots until we reached a cruising altitude of 1,500 feet. We flew over the port of Long Beach, one of the busiest ports in the world. The view was incredible. The visibility this day was amazing, and we could see clear across the Los Angeles basin, from the beaches of Orange County to the mountains stretching to the north.
I love that you have the windows open.
Isn't that nice? Is it too cold back there?
No, it's
Are you sure? Okay.
The ride was so smooth, but the noise from the 2 engines made it necessary to wear headphones to communicate with our pilot.
If you guys look on the side,
We had the entire blimp to ourselves, so we were free to move around inside the surprisingly spacious cabin to get a different perspective on things.
approximately 10 minutes. Copy that.
As we were heading back to base, Kristen gave us the bad news. Passengers for the next flight were running late.
so I'm sorry. Are you guys in a rush?
No.
Okay, cool.
Needless to say, we weren't all that bothered by the news.
We can't keep it on the ground for hardly at all. Well, we can't land until they're ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are okay to stay a little longer.
Kristen pointed the ship towards the coastline, and we enjoyed another 15 minutes of flying. Finally, after the ride of a lifetime, we cruised over the golf course next to the blimp base. Kristen pointed the nose down, and we came in for a quick landing. As each one of us disembarked, another passenger took our place for the next flight. Within minutes, the blimp was shooting up to the sky again, this time for a sunset cruise over the coast. And so, we said so long to this goodwill ambassador that's been flying the skies for more than 80 years.
It's iconic because it's our corporate symbol. We've been flying passengers around since that. It's just a piece of history.